hour. I won that debate. Brought to you live on Ustream.tv. Timmy the Bruiser Patterson. How can our listeners get in touch with us tonight?
Well, first Walker lost that
Blagojevich won his
by the way.
debate too, didn't he?
Yeah, you're still governor.
Okay, I will smack anyone that calls me Blagojevich.
You're right. You said at least a couple true comments in
Yeah,
there.
the bald dude talks about the dude with the big fake rug.
Pretty good. That was pretty good.
All right, you can hit us up on the hotline, 219-743-9743. Thank you for that, Eric.
Not a problem.
Yahoo Instant Messenger is up and running. Keyword Bolo Punch Boxing Hour. Best way to reach us, though, is in the chat room via Ustream.tv.
At the candy store.
At the candy store.
Chat room. Alright, well, no more MMA talk tonight, thank God.
And we'll ban it from next week's show, too, Chris, because I
Yeah.
can't stand you losing 2 arguments in 2 weeks.
I didn't lose one. I didn't lose one today. I defended a sport that I'm not even as into as the sport I talk to on this show.
I just think Oscar.
We're not doing this.
All right.
We're not doing this.
We don't.
Anytime Abel says, all I think is, half an hour later, we're like, all right. Saturday night, Los Angeles, California, welterweight action. Sugar Shane Mosley wins a TKO victory in the 9th round over Antonio Margarito. He wins the welterweight championship of the world. 46-5 with 39 knockouts for Mosley.
And De La Hoya was not at this fight.
And you know why?
He is collecting his $5 million.
Amel will turn it back to that every time. Bottom line, Antonio Margarito got his butt handed to him because he did not have his plaster of Paris fist.
And Mosley jumps up on Ring Magazine's list. Jumps to #1 welterweight now, and he jumps to #6 pound for pound on their list.
Oh, man.
And who owns Ring Magazine? Oh, that's right. Oscar, who wasn't at the fight.
Mr. Mama.
But still, Mosley did a great job. As you said, he looked like a young Shane Mosley. Much different than what he actually has looked in the last couple fights. He looked much slicker. He looked like he picked up some speed. They asked him asked him if he was at 1 through 10, what would he rate himself compared to what he was when he was younger, and he said he was a 10, both times. He says he still feels great, and he proved it. He felt great in the ring.
That just proves that the drugs are stronger now than they were 10 years ago.
He knows how to get around them pretty well.
I'm kidding. He's
But
not.
he had a great game plan coming into this one, and worked it to perfection, and did what he had to against Margarito. Margarito still had the good chin, obviously until the late in the 8th round there. Then it gets caught by some big shots by Mosley. Not that Mosley wasn't landing big shots throughout the fight.
True.
But Margarito just couldn't do his normal thing where he comes on strong late in the fight.
Well, that's his MO. He lets you pound on him for a while. He lets you get tired, and then he takes over.
And most people won't go to his body.
I don't know why they don't. It's right there. Every shot I've seen of him has both arms out like this. His body is there right for the picking. By the way, if you ever want to discuss this when we're not around, like it's not a Thursday, or earlier in the day Thursday, or after we're off the air on Thursday, go to www.inthiscorner.proboards.com. That's P-R-O boards.com.
Actually, there's a link on bolopunchboxinghour.com.
You can go right off of our website, click on it, and you'll go right to all these guys and a lady who and they know their stuff, and that's we've been on that for years. Same group, different message board, but same group of guys and a lady.
But it's pretty interesting. I'm sure Cotto's going to want an instant rematch.
Cotto's got to win over the best welterweight in the world.
Yeah, and he's going to want an instant rematch with Margarito after he found out what was in Margarito's gloves.
Watch that be a no contest. Watch them pull that. I still haven't.
The problem is Margarito going to be able to have that rematch? Is he going to get suspended where he's not allowed to fight anymore? Or
I don't know. Nestor, I haven't even seen Sugar Shane's second win over Oscar overturned to a no contest yet, because he already admitted during Balco that he took the clear and the cream.
But unknowingly took it.
He took it.
Yeah,
They need to change that to a no contest.
I've got an issue with that unknowingly crap.
Well, I'll tell you
If
what.
you're a professional athlete, you better damn well know what's going in your body.
Unknowingly.
Unless it's got
Get you back to
Bam
working.
Bam on it.
Yeah.
You don't.
Nothing. I'm not taking nothing that I don't know what's in it. Period.
Most unions can stand up for you, as Tim's saying, over there and back you pretty well and get that unknowingly thing to stick.
Well, you know, I don't see how they're going to reverse the Cotto decision.
No, you can't do that.
You can't reverse it. Make it a no contest. That's not going
But
to
he
happen.
could try to get a rematch with them.
Well, a rematch, sure, but the problem is Margarito going to be allowed to fight again? Is he just suspended temporarily, or is this a permanent thing? Did he cheat? Period, or did he just get caught the one time? Was he Sammy Sosa, where he grabbed the wrong bat for batting practice, or did he actually grab the right tape and decide he was going to cheat because he always did it?
Nonetheless,
So
his career has been tainted.
Oh, certainly. Every fight that he's won it's in
not,
question.
yeah.
Oh, of course, because now you're looking at it going, well, hell, did he have it in his gloves then?
Yeah, boy, did he come on strong late in the fight when that stuff starts getting hard.
Yeah. Yeah, when the concrete's set in his gloves.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, come on. So, I mean, yeah, every fight is going to be, you know, it's like any professional athlete that's caught cheating. You know, everything that you've done up till then is going to be looked at with just a little bit different look to it. You're going to look at it and go, yeah, that was pretty neat, or that was pretty good, but I don't know. He cheated the last year when he got caught. Was he cheating then? You know?
Let's talk about something positive that came out of this fight. They had the record numbers ever at Staples Center. They had 20,820 people show up for this fight.
That's outstanding. I love that
The
stuff.
fight actually, instead of being on a pay-per-view with two big names, was on a regular HBO event. So a lot of people got to watch that as well. Even if you ordered the pay-per-view, obviously we were talking about MMA earlier, if you ordered that MMA event, you still had a chance to watch this boxing event because HBO replays it.
Yeah.
So you have a chance to watch this on a replay even if you'd like to watch it that way.
MMA replays their stuff too, though. But,
Yeah, but
you could have watched both in the same.
I have
Yeah.
a feeling that you're going to start seeing a lot of big name fights and stuff go to regular HBO or regular Showtime.
Well, Showtime already has done
with-
it. Showtime only usually has one or two pay-per-view events.
With the way the economy is right now, you're going to find a lot of these fighters are going to look at it and go,
Yeah, people aren't going to order this because that's a way to.
Yeah, you know, I'm not going to spend $60 on a fight. I just don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, and now if it's free HBO or if it's on HBO, a lot of people have packages with their cable and their direct TV where it really doesn't make a difference. But I think economy-wise, economy is going to start striking every sport that's out there.
Or they can at least work it around where they know somebody that has HBO and can go back to Tyson era, where you're getting around to watch the fights on HBO or Showtime. I mean, actually, it's pre-Tyson era because Tyson was actually the one that brought pay-per-view to the limelight. But there's going to be a lot, like you said. I think the economy will have a big factor in this, where they are going to start playing. HBO is going to start switching over to having actually championship boxing being the top names.
You'll have no choice. They'll have to.
Yeah, because you're gonna find the pay-per-view numbers are gonna dwindle.
And the thing with that is HBO going to have twice as many events on their regular HBO network, or are some of those fights going to slip down to the smaller networks and the ESPN and to Versus and whatnot? And Solo Boxeo, as we were talking on the way here, is off the air now, but their numbers were good. They didn't cancel their show because of their numbers. They canceled their show because it wasn't going to the right demographic. It was going to older gentlemen who were watching the fight, and they want a younger crowd. So they canceled it. But a lot of people believe Solo Boxeo is going to come back just because of the pure numbers that they had behind it.
What did I tell you about that Boxeo crap?
I can't remember.
Boxeo.
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 Oh, he can say it. He's white. Junior lightweight action, Roberto Guerrero knockout in the first round over Eden Ruiz. See how I said it like that?
Yeah, that was very good. You rolled that Ruiz.
Eden Ruiz. Guerrero, 23-1-1 with 16 knockouts. Ruiz moving on down to 29-22-5 with 18 knockouts. Yeah, okay.
29-20.
Those Guerrero on the loose again. Super middleweight action, Matvey Korobov knockout in the first round. TKO victory over Jose Florentino. Korobov, pardon me, 3-0 with 3 knockouts. Florentino 3-4 with 3 knockouts. And moving on down, lightweight action, Adrian Broner wins a 6th round unanimous decision over Jose Lugo.
This was on the undercard for Golden Boy event, so I'm guessing all those guys are up and comers on the Golden Boy. None of those fights were televised, so I didn't get a chance to see any of them.
Margarito was the only fight that they showed.
Which I think HBO can actually do a little bit better job of that, of showing some kind of undercard, no matter what it is. I mean, obviously, fight fans want to see. They watch ESPN, which have lesser names. They watch ShowBox. They watch all these other shows that bring the up and comers, and that's the only way that the sport's going to grow is if they start showing these guys on a main stage like HBO.
Exactly. They better, or it's going to lose out. It's going to lose out big. Saturday night, Riesa, Germany. Cruiserweight action, Marco Huck. TKO victory in the third round over Jeffrey Berteo. He retains his European Cruiserweight Championship. Marco Huck, 24-1 with 19 knockouts. Knocked Botello down twice and down and out in the third round. Botello loses his first fight ever, but it was against bums essentially. So Marco Huck, his first loss late in 2008. We're expecting really big things in the Cruiserweight division from Marco Huck. And the last fight on the docket, Friday night, Mexico City, Mexico. Welterweight action, Jesus Jimenez. TKO victory in the fourth round over Salvador Mendez. Jimenez, 21-5 with 14 knockouts, and Montez moving on down to 15-6-1 with 14 knockouts.
And also in the contender action, Troy Ross had a quick knockout against, I believe it's Felix Cora Jr., which Cora was the first guy to fight. He actually had to give up his job to come out here. I believe that's why he chose to fight first. You kind of seen that you finally found out that why he only had 10 days to get back to his job. So I think that's why he chose to fight first. He's like, well, I'll get out there. If I lose, I can get back and still have my job.
Sure.
And then he chose, well, I'm going to fight first next time too, because if they're going to work with me at all, the quicker I get back, the quicker, I have a better chance of getting my job back. But
he got caught.
Yeah, he got caught with the left hook against a guy in Ross who's proven now that he has some power because he's knocked out both of his opponents in this contender event, which nobody else has done so far. And Ross is actually starting to jump up on some of these lists for the cruiserweight rankings. I mean, nobody knows exactly who's going to be in the title fight yet, even though these fights have already happened. All of these fights that are on Contender have already happened.
This is very different from last year, where you've got the Sakio Bikas, the guys that have all the experience, just blowing out everybody.
Well, you can name the top three, who was going to be in the top three, but as soon as the event started.
Yeah. Well, Ding-a-Ling Man, gone. Felix Cora Jr., gone. Those are the two guys with the most experience on the show right now. And they're both gone.
Yeah, and Felix Cora, you've seen a lot. Not only did you see his training ethic, which made you really root for him, plus how he spoke at that dinner.
Yeah.
It just, everybody wanted him to win, And Ross, obviously everybody wanted him to win, but Ross and Tommy Brooks, who was in Tommy Ross's and Troy Ross's corner, Brooks said, Troy Ross is actually the guy that listened to Tommy Brooks the most out of everybody, and it's working out great for him. He did not look for a knockout in this fight, and he got it. It was exactly what Tommy Brooks told him. Don't be trying to go out there and throw the big bombs and get the knockout. It'll come.
Because then it's obvious, and you guys going to cover up. But
I don't know how much this fight's going to hurt Felix Cora, because everybody's seen his work ethic and knows how he fights now. I think it's still going to bring something to his career. I mean...
most definitely. There's no difference between a 19-1 and a 19-2 fighter.
Yeah.
There's no difference whatsoever. I firmly believe that. 19-1, 19-2, same fighter.
And the contender brings big fights for these fighters. Even if you lose, because everybody knows there's only going to be one guy that goes home that doesn't lose, unless you get a cut over your eye and you end up not being able to continue.
Very true.
But I think that Cora's going to be able to showcase his skills in another venue that's going to bring all these contender guys back on, which they usually end up doing in the future. And he's going to have a lot of backing behind him. He gained at least one fan. I know that by saying myself.
You're absolutely right. And I am guilty of not watching the Contender when it's live. I only watch it, because of the TiVo. I watch it when I watch it.
And my TiVo, I have to get on every Wednesday and set my TiVo again, because Versus doesn't set it up that it's a new contender every week. It just says the contender, and my my DVR is set up to record only new shows.
Yeah.
And it doesn't know that it's a new show. So I have to get on there. I usually miss the first one because they replay it, the same night again, and I have to record the later one, which I'm usually already too tired to stay up and watch. Even if I'm trying to watch it, I'm going to fall asleep.
True.
But it's still a great show. I love how they show all. Not only did they show how everybody trains, I mean, this week they actually showed a guy getting stitched up and stuff, and how he thinks he might not be how long it's going to take him to recover to maybe not be able to work in this tournament.
Well, great show. I'm really glad that it's on. I mean, it's really brought a lot of people to the sport that otherwise wouldn't be watching. I know Nestor's been a big fan in years past of the Contender. What we have to talk about now is the closing of the show because Jose Torres passed away earlier in the week. Tonight's Golden Leaf fighter, you should know, is Hall of Famer Jose Torres. Jose Shaggy Torres, the former light heavyweight world champion and Olympic silver medalist, died Monday of a heart attack at his home in Puerto Rico. He was 72 years old. Torres, an ESPN Deportes.com columnist and ESPN Deportes boxing analyst, was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame of Canastota, New York in the year 1997. He died of a heart attack at his home in Ponce. His wife, Romanita Ortiz, told the Associated Press. Torres won the light heavyweight championship of the world in 1965 by stopping Willie Pastrana at Madison Square Garden in New York City. He made 3 title defenses before losing a close decision to Dick Tiger in 1966. He finished with a record of 41-3-1 with 29 knockouts. The mayor of Ponce, Puerto Rico, on the southern coast, declared 3 days of mourning and ordered flags be flown at half-staff. Puerto Rico has lost a great Puerto Rican, a very valiant person who, aside from being a great athlete, was a great human being, end quote. David Bernier, president of the U.S. Territories Olympic Committee, told radio station WKAQ. Torres began fighting when he joined the U.S. Army as a teenager. He won a silver medal as a light middleweight at the 1956 Melbourne Olympics while competing for the United States. He lost the title bout to Hungary's Laszlo Papp. After retiring in '69, he became a representative of New York's Puerto Rican community, chaired the New York State Athletic Commission in the 80s, and served as supervisor for the WBO. He also wrote two biographies, Sting Like a Bee on Muhammad Ali and Fire and Fear on Mike Tyson. Through his boxing, writing, and speaking out on the important issues of our time, Jose Torres was an inspiration to millions of people across the country and around the world. New York Governor Dave Patterson said in a prepared statement, noting Torres trained in New York City and was a New York Golden Gloves champion in the 1950s. As the first Puerto Rican to serve as commissioner of the State Athletic Commission, Patterson said Torres was instrumental in strengthening boxing in New York. Torres was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in 1997, and he was buried earlier today in Ponce, Puerto Rico. Rest in peace, champ, Jose Shaggy Torres.
And Torres goes to the Hall of Fame every year, basically since he's been inducted. I believe probably every time since they started the Hall of Fame in Canastota, New York. Great to the fans. He's always more than happy to sign. He always was happy to sign autographs. I've seen him many times there. Well, actually twice since I went there twice. I always seen him be very cordial with the fans and
Great guy.
Great guy to be around.
Nestor, you met Jose Torres. What do you remember from him?
Yeah, very articulate man, very gentle, excellent conversationalist. You just enjoyed standing there talking to him and listening to him. Always willing to talk to the fans, always willing to take time. And I know he once somebody asked him about coming and what he would like to do about the Hall of Fame, and he mentioned the fact that these were the people that made his living. These were the people that put him where he is. So he had no problem in paying back and giving back his time to the fan. So it's a very sad loss for the world of boxing, not only as a boxer but as a fellow Latino. It's just a sad loss.
Very, very terrible.
This is a guy, Chris, that you could be in a room with 500 people, and he will take the time to make you feel like you are the only one in the room with him.
Right.
I mean,
Well
he
said.
is that kind of guy that he'll take that time and he'll give you that special moment with him, And, when he was at the Hall of Fame, and he just did that. He'd make you feel like you're the only one around.
Well, not only that, he stood out in the crowd at the Hall of Fame. Even if you didn't know who he was, you're like, oh, that guy, he was a former champ. As soon as you see
can
him,
tell.
you see how he stands out. You're like, who is that guy? You start asking.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I didn't have to ask right away, but I mean, maybe the first time I went.
Well, the first time I went, I asked you who he
Yeah.
was, and I mean, like I said, I thought he was a heavyweight because he was so big.
Well, he wasn't far from it.
Yeah, light heavy. In his day, he was not very far. Only one weight class off.
Yeah, there was no cruiser back then. Oh man, this was great to have the family all back together. Nestor, you're absolutely welcome to come back every week. You know that. You've had a home here for the entire year you've been away. You'll have a home here every single time that you'd like to be part of this. I'm glad your eyes are feeling a little bit better, and we haven't been the same show without you. So
Well, I appreciate that. I'm glad to come back and do this. I really enjoy it, and I missed it. And I do intend to come back every week to do this.
hope so. All right.
And I was happy to have Eric here as well.
That was cool.
I was till I heard what he had to say.
Until he out-debated you.
He is a master debater. For Timmy the producer, Patterson, Amos, Leonard Babinski, Kagabine, Nestor Garza Romero, I am your host, Chris Guzman, wishing you peace and punches. Special thanks to Little Holmes, Pete the Heat Perry, and of course to Judy O'Brien. This has been your Bolo Punch Boxing Hour, brought to you by George Rogie Insurance. www.bolopunchboxinghour.com. Streaming to you live as always on Ustream.tv. Save us all a ringside seat.